My friends, they were all rich, two, three friends, they were very rich. And I used to come in the BST bus. That was my college. My father used to give me 25 rupees, like 7 for going, 7 for coming, and 15 is for your sandwich. That was the story. All I knew that I want to help my family also. Like, when I opened up the pool parlor, I said, yeah, I need to get some kind of, sorry man, I got emotional, yeah.
No, it's completely fine.
Right now, I think I'm known as the wedding DJ. That's what I'm framed as. And yes, I've been doing some of the great weddings when it comes to celebrity events. Like I've done about Akash Ambani's engagement, Isha Ambani's wedding, Sonam Kapoor's, and a couple of more. And I've done IFA Awards. For last 5 years, I've been official DJ for them.
Hi guys, welcome to Squeeze Session with Galgal. Today we have our dear friend Amann Nagpal with us. He's been involved with the Indian music scene for the last 20 plus years. I won't get much into the details of who he is, what he is. I'll let Aman do that for me. But one takeaway from this podcast, if you have to take, is that it's a story of resilience. It's about how one man's sheer determination and passion for music can shape his life in a way where he's happy, he's content, and he's secure, and at the same time he's having fun. So Aman, welcome to the podcast.
Firstly, thank you for having me for this show. It means a lot. Yeah, I think right now I think I'm known as the wedding DJ. That's what I'm framed as. And yes, I've been doing some of the great weddings when it comes to celebrity events. Like I've done about Akash Ambani's engagement, Isha Ambani's wedding, Sonam Kapoor's, and couple of more. And I've done IFA Awards. For last 5 years, I've been official DJ for them in Abu Dhabi, in Florida, Tampa Bay, in New York. Times Square. I was the first one to play at the Times Square. I was the first Indian DJ to experience that rush at Times Square. And done Spain and Madrid, which they had hosted a festival called Mula Fest. It's a festival in Spain, they do it.
Okay.
And I was again the first DJ to go and play there. So I think it's a lot of experience down the line and has got me to these big stages. So there's a backstory also to this success, or what do you call it? I don't know.
I'm sure, bro, because like the thing is, you have transitioned through this industry for 20 plus years, which is not an easy feat, because a lot of DJs, they start with a bang, but after you say 5 plus years, they're not relevant anymore. You have managed to like stay relevant for such a long duration. But before getting into that, I would want to understand, where did it all start? Like, what was the spark of this whole DJing music journey? Like, what is the first spark?
So yes, it's 20 plus years. That's a big one. For me, now I believe it's sustaining is success.
Right.
If you sustain well, that's what you call the success, because I've seen things coming up, people are coming up, and then they again gone down. But sometimes you learn from the experience. So yes, where I started from, that really matters to this whole journey. Is to be very honest, when I was not even a DJ. So I was in my schooling, when I was in my 10th standard. My elder brother used to manage a nightclub.
Okay.
In Ville-Parle. That's where the best of the DJs used to come. In India, there were only 4 to 5 DJs used to be there, and they were prominent faces, and people used to come because clubbing scene was evolving that time.
Okay.
And there were about 4 to 5 clubs only in Bombay, 3 in South Bombay and 3 in suburbs, what I clearly remember.
What year was this, bro?
This was 1999-2000.
Okay.
So sorry, it was 1996.
Okay.
1995, 1996, where 1900s was in Taj. I'm sure none of the people, they know about this club. There was a club in Chembur called Wild Orchids. Nobody has known about it. I've seen Salman, Shah Rukh partying that time there in that era when they were just starting up. And then there was a club called J49 in Juhu, and there was a club called Avalon where my brother used to manage that club.
Okay.
And I think in my 10th standard, my brother just told me, I told him like, I want to see this club life. What is this club life all about? So I went one of the Saturdays, and I was like, 10 o'clock, I saw so many people, standing outside. there's a DJ playing all 90s retro English music, and I was not allowed to be outside because I was too young that time. My brother told me, if you want to watch it from the console, you're not supposed to come out. I said, okay, done. But I was standing right behind the DJ, and the name of the DJ was Akbar Sami. He was doing some cool job, you know, on console, playing music, entertainment, and that kind of attraction from the crowd. You know, people were raving about the music, and there was this light guy behind, you know, just at that. Now we have those controllers, but at that time there were these buttons, you know, placed like the strobe light, and very simple format, open format. But the music, he was doing retro, and I saw, what, that's a cool job, man. Therefore, it just hit my mind, like this nightlife, this lights, this glitter, glam, you know, some of the hottest girls and the guys around dying to, you know, party.
Yeah.
And this was something very new to me.
Yeah.
So that's it, cut. I gave my 10th standard, and then, but that thing was always running in my mind always.
Okay.
Then I was in my college, and when I was in my college, that time we used to have these afternoon socials. So when I say these socials, so there are these afternoon parties, you know, which used to happen in these 4 clubs. Because all these clubs used to have their night business, but in the day they were empty.
Okay.
So they used to target the college kids there.
Okay.
So that's where I started getting into events, the very first time, you know. So I picked up 1-2 clubs, had DJs there. So if you see now, now there are these promoter companies which are running clubs.
Right.
So we used to do afternoon, and we used to get these perks, but I used to always stand behind the DJ, you know, because I know it was my afternoon, it was sold out. That, like I told you, I used to listen to DJs, and I used to learn DJing from there, from those boys there. And I got that interest of DJing always. So I used to go behind the console, last 5 tracks, is just wear the headphone and play. And this is, I'm talking about 1999, 2000. So these were the things which were building up that time. I had no idea all this is going to be later part of my DJing career. Because I was looking at myself as a manager of a club or promoter of the club. DJing was just like for fun. And that's it. From there, again back to my college life, and I used to in my FIJC, I think I was in National College, and at my part-time job I used to work in a gas station in Andheri East. At that time, these petrol pumps which was converted, the old school petrol pumps, Shell had come, you know, Bharat Petroleum, they got these new petrol, and they had these cake shop and bazaar inside where groceries, now you get it easily. So I used to work there as one of the managers on the sales. So I used to do that, and I used to you know, study. But at the back of the point, I knew that I wanted to do something related to entertainment.
I didn't know that you were working at a gas station, bro. It was...
No, I mean, a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah.
But like I told you, there was hunger to be in the entertainment business always. But my father used to always tell me, listen, you need to work hard, because I don't come from a big family, you know. I mean, I was a joint family. There was a cash crunch. So we had to manage it all by ourselves. So cutting that to the thing, and then I was in college, and that's why I decided I want to host a New Year party.
Okay.
The 31st was approaching, and I had that knowledge about lighting, sound, little bit what I saw, you know, in that journey. And at that time, I'm talking about 2001, there were no these 5 stars like JW Marriott. There was Sun and Sand, there was Holiday Inn, which is Novotel now. There was Sea Rock Hotel, there was no Taj Lands in that time. That was building up that time. So there were no parties there. So all the New Year parties at that era used to be in Mud Island.
Okay.
So all these 4-5 top DJs of India, the event, there were about 5 to 6 event companies. They used to book a villa, like a big villa, and there were parties there.
Okay.
And that's where I decided that, okay, I would go. I had a friend in college who owned a villa, and we partnered it there. And we did quite an interesting, and it was a sold out.
Okay.
So there again, you know, I did a half-an-hour set, like a TP, and it just worked. And then I was always good in networking, PR, etc. That's how that was one of the things where, you know, it just worked for me. Again, in the future, when I did these big weddings, you know, all those people few of them, they know about it. So I used to, in 2002, I used to run this place called Square Circle.
Okay.
A lot of people from HR and Jai Hind at that point, they know about this place. It's called Square Circle, where Ranbir Kapoor in his college days used to come and play pool.
Okay.
It was just right opposite Salman Khan's house. So the property was owned by my uncle.
Okay.
And that was shut because of some dispute. And again, I had that vision that I can turn this place around somewhere. I went to my uncle. I told him, I said, listen, this is a cool place here. It's got that Goa kind of feel. I've not been to Goa, but I had a little idea what Goa is about, old school. It was a vintage house. So I had my friend in college who was going to do psychedelic painting. So I said, bro, you need to do this. But my uncle just gave it to me. He's selling, go for it. It's in my control, but you never know. In a year or two, you have to move out.
You're revamping the place.
Yeah. So we did the place. My friend came and did crazy psychedelic paintings inside. We put up 2 pool tables. So I had taken, I'd involved my father for this, give me a loan. And then I went to my brother also. I said, listen, let's team up and let's do something. I'm good at networking. I'll get the crowd. You manage the show and we'll fill this up. And for me, I was not doing for money, very honestly. I always had that hunger that I want to show something that I have in me.
How old were you at this time?
I was, I think about 17 that time.
You were doing all this at 17?
Yeah, 17, yeah. So that's where, 17 or 18, I think. Yeah, I can't remember. But I think 96 onwards, this journey all took off. I gave my 10th in 96, so that's what I remember. And then I switched my job. I told the gas station guy, listen, I've got something interesting. So, he's telling, go do it, because he was very kind. He's telling, do what you love. So we did it together. Like my brother used to handle the sales and I was the networking guy. So at that time I was in National College. So I knew that this pool business is coming up somewhere, the snooker tables and pool tables. Because there was only one place down in Khar, which I remember, that was there, and we were the second one. All I knew, the location is bang on. It's got the old school look, and I always like something old school. I'm a very old fashioned guy, to be very honest. And it really worked, and I'll share one incident which is very interesting. The first day I opened it, I said, let people come and play, it's complimentary. So it was a very simple place, 2 pool tables, psychedelic paintings, like I told you, 2 air conditions, and had a Chinese cook outside. We used to sell like 4 starters, and we had the rice noodle combination. That's it. So first date was, I thought I'll do it complimentary. 7 o'clock, I just one day before, I'd get flyers in colleges and all that personally, and another friend of mine who helped me. And at 7:30, we invited, people came in, there was a big queue, and I just decided, I said, guys, I think we are doing well. I told my brother, I said, let's charge everyone. It's stupid, it's going crazy. And because the food was over, the complimentary food was over, and there were cars lined up. And that's it. At 10 o'clock, I said, boss, let's open up. 150 rupees a frame we started. And it was going on and on until 5:36 we managed it. And at that time there were cops who had come down because they saw there were so many cars outside. And I really had no idea who's in my place, what is happening, kaun hai, ye Mercedes kiski aa rahi hai, ye kaun hai. I had no idea ki ye boom ho jayega. 5 o'clock I shut my place, which is not a legal thing, but I should be not saying this on the camera, but on records, but this is the reality. I slept at 6 in the morning. And I thought, chalo yaar, I'll open up 11-12 baje, main subah khulunga. 8:39 in the morning. Honestly, I was sleeping. There was a sofa there, 2 pool tables. There was a sofa, and on the first floor, actually, my room was there. So where I thought, chalo, I'll crash, but I had no energy because we were tired of setting up the frames. Because there was nobody. One guy who was tired, my own guy. So we did that, and 8:39, somebody is banging at the door. So I said, "Kaun hai subah yaar? We too tired." So I just saw from the window there were about 10-15 kids. They heard about it. So I said, "Boss, this is cool, man. This is cracked. This business is cracked for me." And I think that really worked for us. We never expected. And the sales were good. My father was happy. He used to come down from Andheri and collect the money and used to deposit. I was just doing for the rush. Then one fine day, I saw these Jai Hind HR guys, the South Bombay colleges. That was the thing, like, you have that kind of crowd coming here.
The cool kids.
Yeah, cool kids, yeah. So Ranbir Kapoor started coming to my place. There were many more, you know, they came. And at that phase, Sohail Khan, he came to my place. Very sweet guy. He got Salman also one day. So we were like, it just, word of mouth, it happened and my place got popular. So now coming to the DJing part, what the connect was there. So yes, I used to play cool music at my place. At that time, I used to have I didn't have the money to buy the CD player. We had those cassettes where, to be honest, the owner of Bastion also, Ranjit, used to come regularly and play pool there.
Okay.
He had amazing music choices. So we go a long way. Like that, there were many restaurateurs, you know, they used to come and play because that was the only place which is open till late. And one fine day, there's the hotel called Sea Rock, which was there before, next to Taj Lands End. So they opened up a club there with a model, and I had no idea. It had a grand launch. You know, some of the I read Bombay Times that time. Bombay Times page 3 was huge. So after a week or 10 days, these guys, the managers and that model, they came to my place on a weekend. They said, dude, you have some cool crowd here. I've got a lovely bar there and there's nobody there. I just told them, I said, yeah, I can pack it up over a night, man. I've got the strength, I've got the crowd. So they said, okay, let's do one. So I said, okay, I'll charge 5,000. I just randomly said, 5,000 for me is too big. So it just worked for me, and I hosted a night, and it was packed, and the whole Otters Club was there because everybody in Bandra, Pali Hill used to come to my place, And I just told them, guys, I'm hosting a night like a promoter, because I used to do these social things before, way back. So it just connected, and it was a very successful night. And all I knew that pool at a point wasn't dipping with my sales figures. So I said, this is again an opportunity that I need to grab as a bar manager or something I need to get back. And it's in Bandstand. I don't want to leave this spot.
Yeah.
So they got me on a salary package, and they said, you work for us. So that's how it started. But I told them I need my DJ here because I used to love Latin house. You know, I'm very house music. I love house music. Like, I don't know if you hear my wedding sets also. I love playing house music. So we did this thing, and that place did really well. So we had everyone from John Abraham, Dino Moria, everyone used to come there. And that time there was no table system and everything. They used to just call, like, blocker space for me. So I had a phone given by the Sea Rock people. So the contact, I was the one point contact for everyone where I did. And there now I thought that I need to get into DJing here, serious, because this is the crowd is going to come and listen to me. So it just evolved from there. Like, I used to tell my resident DJ, hey, teach me. He taught me, he helped me out. And there I started doing my serious half-an-hour sets, where a few of my guys used to come to my pool joint. They saw that, hey dude, Aman is playing, yeah, let's go. So I knew somewhere down the line that would help me. And of course, Sea Rock Hotel, now it's demolished. So there was a time they need to shut the place. But that point, I had built a little name in the market with my networking, with managing club, PR activity, and DJ.
In middle of all of this, along with this, did you also manage to save a lot of money? Like, what was your finances like at that point? Because you're young, you're excited because you're making these crazy networks at such a young age. You're earning money as well, while other people perhaps are like in college and they are studying, or they just secured their first job. What was that feeling like?
So if I go back, my friends, they were all rich. You know, 2-3 friends, they were very rich. And I used to come in the BST bus. That was my college. My father used to give me 25 rupees, like 7 for going, 7 for coming, and 15 is for your sandwich. That was the story. All I knew that I want to help my family also. Like, you know, when I opened up the pool parlor, I said, yeah, I need to get some kind of, sorry man, I got emotional, yeah.
No, it's completely fine.
Sorry.
It's a great thing what you have done, bro. Like, you know, and it's all, that's why at the start also, bro, that's why I didn't want to tell you what I'm introducing you as, because this is exactly like how I look at you as, because Rahul has told me a few things and Kunal has told me a few things, and how, like, you know, you have managed to, like, go through life while, like, just sheer determination, bro. It makes a
hard work, bro.
Bro, it's not easy.
When we did the pool parlor, we were doing well. I could see my father happy. and I used to give all the money to them. I used to never keep a single penny. So I used to make money by, honestly, by hustling people. You know, I was a good player, a pool champion there. So that was a perk. And of course, you know, dad used to give a little pocket money. But when I joined that Sea Rock Hotel, they got me on a salary base of 20,000. That was my first pocket money. And then I did want to save money. I wanted to get my first Maruti 800 or I wanted to get my first kinetic bike. You know, I wanted to chase my dreams at the point.
Yeah.
So definitely I had that thing that I have to save also.
Clearly, you know, you were on a tight budget, lot of financial burden on you. You killed it with your hard work. You know, like you said, मेरे को कुछ बनना है, मेरे को ये networking पसंद है. I like this atmosphere. You had that intuition that this nightclub business will set you apart from all your hardship that you faced at home. When was the first time you started learning DJing, right? You didn't have money for even going to academy or a professor. So were there even DJ academies back then?
So no, there were no DJ academies. So very kind of the DJs, you know, there were 2-3 DJs. I thank them always when I meet them, or maybe when I get a chance, you know, I'll message them. They really taught me, because at that time there were no these fancy players, no USBs, no USB sticks. It was simple. There was no internet also. I mean, there was internet, but the reach was not there. Right now, you know what a Solomon black coffee is. At that time, we had no idea. So I was stuck to the pop music and work on some kind of mixes, look for it, and meet other DJs. Please give me this mix. You know, that was our strength. They taught me DJing. Post, when the club used to shut, you know, they used to teach me. Then literally I used to go home, download music. And then again, we used to have a printer, like I had to literally invest in a printer. You should type, you know, those labeling of the songs, because we had those CDs, those old school DJs, you know. Before me I remember people used to play on vinyl, but I was a guy who used to play on CDs. So it was a very tough job, because every CD can take about 12 to 15 songs. And for a night, you need to have a lot of music. So, you know, that's a lot of, it takes a lot of time. Back in, you know, a CD takes about 15 minutes or 12 minutes first to download, then to burn the CD, then do the labeling. So it's a process of 30 minutes minimum dedicated to one CD, and keeping a track on the new music, what's coming. At that time, we used to follow like Channel V, MTV, of course, the internet knowledge, what we had, a bit, not the Instagram knowledge. Right now what I see is there are 2 type of artists. What I see, I respect both of them. One is the so-called the reels, and one of the real skills. So I appreciate the way they sell themselves. It's amazing. I mean, I don't have that thing in me, but I have the skill, what I know. So that's the era right now, you know, and I think we should go with there. I really appreciate both sides. So that's where these DJs, they taught me, and I kind of gathered all the knowledge. And like I told you, when I got my first 2 clubs, they told me, okay, you come as a DJ, a manager, a programmer, you're that one shop for me. There's no second person. So from Sea Rock, I got another club. So this club, my brother used to manage. I took that club back again. He was in 1996. I came back in 2001. So that club was on. I worked there for 6 years. Dedicatedly, without any offs on Sundays, because it used to function from 7 days. There were hardly any clubs in that 2001. Then Enigma, Athena. So there was competition that time also. So from there, I think I had a little bad phase. So my first child, when he was born, and just very next day, there was a fire accident in the place called Avalon, and we had to shut it down. And I was jobless back again. And at that time, the era was there were new clubs coming up in South Bombay. That whole evolvement of Fire Nice, Athena, Lush, Ra, so many places which are there in Phoenix. Phoenix has just popped out. So there was that whole thing was divided, suburbs, South Bombay. That was always there, but still, you know, we had at that point, there were few clubs. So even the South Bombay guys, they used to come here and people used to drive down all the way to South Bombay. But Phoenixville was something where all the clubs and bars, they came up, and I had like a downfall for about 7-8 months after I told you my son Kabir, when he was born, and then I got an opportunity again back in Malad. There was a place called Stardust. So these guys gave me opportunity, and I started promoting that place. And that I had few the television artist crew. They all live towards Lokhandwala. So they used to come and party at Avalon. So I had good networking for them, because they used to come. I used to give them free entry, sometimes free booze or something, because I need those faces around to promote the club.
Yeah.
Because television artists at that time, they were big celebrities. They are now also.
Yeah.
I respect, but that moment, that was there were too many of these live shows like those Nach Baliye, Big Boss. All these guys were really in that point. So I used to tab on that celebrity faces, get them down on a weekend, where the mass crowd used to like, oh, we saw these guys. So that was my aim towards the marketing, playing music, and running my show, basically running my business.
But so what you're saying, it wasn't that straightforward, that my role is just to come here, play music and leave. You had to manage
Yeah, I
not
should
only the music,
promote,
the vibe, create that
everything.
atmosphere,
It was
everything.
one shop, everything.
And nowadays,
yeah.
in today's era, you think it's
Because
easier for
because
DJs?
I if it was just a DJ, I knew that I would have made 20,000, 25,000. Where would I get the extra money from? So I had a vision, that led me to where I am.
It makes sense, because like now you're opting for that added responsibility and more control.
Yeah.
So for the
Ownership.
for the restaurateur or for the club manager, it's easier
It's
because
easier.
he has to deal with one person.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to deal with 20 different vendors.
Correct.
And you are taking responsibility for everything, and you can charge a premium for that.
Yeah, I'm charging them. So that really worked for me. That's why, I thought that why would he just get me down? There are other bar managers who are highly skilled. They have done their restaurant, hotel management. They've done that. All I knew that, listen guys, I have music knowledge, I have got PR network, but I know my job very well, because I have been there, what my crowd likes. I must be not having the knowledge of the food, but I know how to drive the crowd. If they're coming in a club, what music they like, what kind of services I can add on with the bar and all. I need that. I knew the pulse of it.
You
Make it the best night
Yeah.
for the crowd. Yeah.
So that is how this thing happened, and then I went back. I took a place in Malad. It worked there, and I was lucky enough at that spot where I had a relation with one of the bouncers in Sahara Star Hotel,
Okay.
which was at that point the Sahara Star, because the hotel, the infrastructure, if you look, it's massive. So everybody was looking up to that hotel. So the bouncer came to party at that place, Malad, and then he was promoted to a private kind of a secretary or a manager to the CEO.
Okay.
And he just told me that, would you want to run a place here in Sahara Star? There's a lounge which was taken over by the models in 2008 and 2009. There was a major dip, and I wanted to come to some 5-star because I knew that brand is quite big. So, but the club wasn't doing well. Again, it was a challenge. So he told me, like, if I get you here, you need to promise me figures. You need to work on something. Whatever you're getting here, you have to come in and you have to present yourself, and you have to make sure that, this club has gone down and you're going to get it up. So I said, boss, I was just next door. Sahara Star and the club Avalon was on the same spot, and I had the control. So I said, I'm going to do this. Put me up. So somehow I got the deal. My friend, he helped me a lot to get the deal. So I was with the Sahara Star Hotel for 4 years, again as a DJ, promoting the club. 2009 to 2013, I did that place. And I did residency, and I got promoters on board, and it was on fire. That club was on fire. And we did really well. But there, I think something helped me. Sahara Shri, Mr. Subrodha Roy, had his team Pune Warriors for the IPL started. So the CEO loved my work. Even Sahara Shri, I've played for him a couple of times. So they got me a resident DJ tag to the Sahara Pune Warriors, and I started marketing myself. I used to play on ground for the Pune Warriors and market myself on YouTube, and that gave me a good lift. And then there I got another opportunity, because see, once you're in this big group, you know, you have a lot of big people coming in and out. So I got my first official remix of this track, Hookah Bar. I don't know if you guys know, Akshay Kumar was starring there. So
Obviously,
I was official, I made the official remix with a friend of mine, DJ and we did it together.
Himesh Rishabh.
Yeah, it was a big, with Himesh, for Himesh we did. And that was again a lift to my thing, to my career. And that's where I got known in India also, a few of the clubs, you know. So there were a few clubs in Pune, they started calling me, because the moment, you know, you start getting viral then.
Yeah.
And I think that point, there was this place in South Bombay called Tote, Indigo, which was doing pretty well. One of the promoters or manager just came down, he heard my music and he told me that, would you want to do a night here? I said, yeah, I don't mind, man. I mean, South Bombay is something which I was looking up to always. And all I knew that Indigo and Tote is the place to be in. And I had, this is like, I don't know what to say this. Immediately in 2013-14, I got an email that we'll be shutting this club down. I had no idea why this is happening. What's written for me, I have no idea. And I just did a trial night in Indigo, South Bombay, Tote. And the owners, the promoters, they loved my variation of music, because I was doing hip hop, I was doing new style music, you know, they kind of loved my vibe. And there, the offer was very less, but I knew that I would, if I hit this, you know, sometimes you need a placement.
Yep.
The positioning nowadays is very important.
True.
So South Bombay was always the place where I knew that, okay, you know, this is the crowd where I want to play for. I want to showcase myself. I want to showcase my skills, because music wise, you know, I mean, everybody wanted from suburbs to go to South Bombay and party. So there was, at that time, there was Athena, I told you, there was Tote, there was Phoenix. So these were the only places which were on. During Tote, I got my first breakthrough, one of the biggest weddings which I did.
Okay.
I was going to ask you, like during this whole 6 to 10 years,
Yeah.
hopping from each nightclub,
Yeah.
was the nightclub industry your main focus, or even
Yeah.
concerts, events, private parties?
So honestly,
birthday parties?
honestly, for me, it was always clubs, bars. I never thought weddings, because there were a lot of good wedding DJs. They were doing fantastic. So I was doing some private parties, you know, some house parties, some birthday parties, some banquet parties, but there was no interest. I had no interest.
Not large scale.
Not large scale, smaller banquets, you know. But I remember clearly, I was playing in Tote. Like I told you, the best crowd used to hang out there. And I can't name my client. So she happened to call me and she told me, hey, I would love to meet you. I have a wedding coming in Istanbul. So I said, dude, I want to go there. For me, it was Istanbul, not the wedding at all. So I went to her house and like, I mean, firstly the house, etc. The villa she had was, I mean, I had no idea who they are, what they are. I just went, okay, I'm going to Istanbul. It works for me, simple. She told me, hey, dude, I had booked 2 wedding DJs for my wedding, but I heard you on Saturday and this is my music. This is what I want. And I'm ready to cancel them if you're coming on board. I said, okay, yeah, works for me. Why not? So I think when I went for that wedding, I had no assistant that time, no show manager, what we carry right now. So everything from your Sangeet practice, you know, we have to do everything, you know, reach at 6 o'clock for the sound check time and then be till 6 in the morning. There was Mika Singh also, there was Atif Aslam. It was a very big fat wedding at Chiran Palace, which is the expensive place in Istanbul. So I think that wedding, I cracked it majorly.
What was the preparation? What was going in your mind?
So so very honestly, at that time, I had no idea who's who. For me, it was always like club, bar, good music, good vibe. Good vibe always mattered for me, and it matters for me now also. Whatever it is, there's no good vibe around, I cannot work with anyone. It's a positivity around you that matters, and what you like, what you've seen through that journey is teaching you something down the line, what you're projecting. So the venues were amazing, they're beautiful, the kind of the setups were there, and the moment I got to know Atif Aslam is there, Mika Singh, and I'm talking about 2013 or 14, I think, where this wedding happened, and they told me that, okay, you were doing this opening set in Tote. We heard you, I want that on my cruise. I said, wow, you have a cruise also. So I had that knowledge of music. I knew what bloody deep house that time was, what funk disco, what OG retro, what I heard in 2090, what OG hip hop I've heard in 1999, 2001, 2002.
Coming back to you.
It was all like, that, and these guys were all world traveled. And if you see, now also if you do the old school like a Snoop Dogg or like, maybe you do Beatles or you do, so they love it. That's what they love it. So I think all that information behind was in my chip, which really worked for me. It was a complete versatile crowd. So day one, I gave them crazy Bollywood. Day two, when we were on the cruise, we gave them amazing international deep house, funk and everything, some OG retro coming up, Bonnie M, all these tracks are like really popular. Yeah. So I was catering to the elders, I had no idea that I actually cracked it. I was doing my job. All I remember, I was staying in a 2-star hotel, 3-star hotel, where, when I was in Istanbul, I told my wife, I'll take you for the wedding because we've never been there. And we'll do a 3-4 day holiday also. So we were staying with all the makeup artists and, the hotel we had. So I think the special thing about this wedding was, at Chiran Palace, they don't allow you for the barats to have those trucks and all. And they're very strict about it. So there was barat at a different corner happening. I couldn't see the crowd, and I always speak to my clients what music you like for your barat. That's how I customize wedding till date. So he told me, barat, I need complete crazy Bollywood music. But he told me that you cannot see us. You have to just play. So there's nothing. You're in one spot where you're playing music and just think there are people dancing in front of you. I have to visualize like that because the barat was happening somewhere, the speakers there, they don't allow console because of the marble or something they have. They were worried about that. And they didn't want to have the cart because, like I told you, they can damage the property. So I think I just told him, okay, I need a guy who's on a walkie, who's in touch with me that how's it going, kya ho raha hai? So 1 hour I was playing, I said, bro, just check with him, dude, ho kya raha hai? What is the spot? He said, oh, people are loving it, bro. Just do whatever you're doing. There's not even one request coming up. I said, are you sure? Done. 2 hours up, bro. The crowd, I said, bro, I'm getting bored. Like, at least keep update. You tell me what is happening. I can ask you again and again. He's saying, bro, it's a rage. Just smash it. So I did 2.5 hours barat. And Chiran Palace is so beautiful. When I was, the spot I was playing, it has a lovely sundown view. When I was hanging out there, and I think I happened to meet the couple. I think they were going to, the bride was going to her makeup artist. I just met them and I just told them, hey guys, hope you guys are having fun. Then they said, hey dude, you were amazing. The way we wanted, you did that. Because post that there was Atif Aslam. And then they told me, where are you staying? I said, I'm here only in the hotel where the other artists are. He's saying, no, I'll get you in this hotel. You're doing a fab job. It's kind of him. I told him, no, bro, my wife is there. He's saying, you are my guest now. So you won't believe, it's so kind of him. He immediately called the event company guy saying, put him at the hotel here. And whatever he needs, just take care of him. And he's my guest. He asked me, like, how many are you staying? Because a lot of people are staying. I said, yeah, I'm here for 4-5 days. My bookings are done. He's saying, no, I will manage everything. He took care of everything, like my 4 days ka stay, travel, etc. My FMV. It was kind of him.
How did you feel at that point?
When you're on the aircraft, the wedding, the groom's friends, bride friends, they are there. They don't know you. They don't know who are you. But when I go back, they know who I am. So that feeling is something, so many times when I started my wedding career, like, who's he? Okay. But moment you crush it, they see you on the center of stage, you're on fire, you're ripping everyone, people are having a great time. And next is like, when you enter in the same aircraft and they meet you, say, dude, you crushed it, you killed it. I love hearing these things. More than the commercials, I think a lot of good DJs I know, they would love this part. Because, your creativity is
you're an artist,
higher than anything else. That achievement, that people are loving your work. Maybe I'm playing somebody else's music, but the way I'm playing that is my creativity. Post sundown, they had these artists, Ruben, they're from Ibiza. So I had no idea they were part of the wedding, and they were supposed to do the sax, violin, and with the percussion with the DJs. So they came up, and then I was like, freak, this is cool, man. I want to do on something like this on my own. I had that thing in my mind, that how do I reach to this level now? There was something new benchmark, 2013, you know. I said, how do you do it? I had seen one percussion player who was there, who was doing well. Fair enough. How do I get sax? How do we get violin? Ye, wo. It was very tough. So I actually first met a percussion player. He used to play in a restaurant, only tabla. So I said, listen, bro, why don't you team up with me, man? Let's do something. That worked well, but that thing was that sax and violin was always in my head. How do I get them? So I Googled a lot of violin players, and I found one violin player, Indian guy. His name is Ankur, is doing very well. If you can tell him also how you get into weddings, he'll always thank me. So honestly, it's not me, it's God who's doing it. But I remember, you know, he used to live in Lucknow. And I told him, bro, can you play violin on with DJs? I've never done that. And like I told you, I'm a very versatile DJ. So I said, Bollywood to ye kar lega. I want to give him international set. So I said, okay, I'm giving a track. That time in my mind was there. I said, bro, make me hear now on the phone. So he did that. I said, bro, you're amazing, man. I'm going to send you a set, practice it. I'll get you down for one wedding. Let's see. He's an engineer basically by profession. He was doing it for passion. So he called me, telling I'm ready with the set. I said, okay, let me on the phone. We used to hear on the phone, huh? That's it. Or some voice messages, WhatsApp pay. And I said, bro, let's crack one wedding. You're ready. My violin player is ready at that point. So I got him down and we did one wedding. It was success, superb, going on. But then I said, now I need some international artists as well. Then again, I Googled it. I got few, but they were not on point on the Bollywood music. So a lot of these artists were staying in Delhi. So if you see Delhi have these massive weddings, they'll have these when you enter there's a sax player going on. So I said I need to do some R&D, get these artists with tag with me and make them understand what this business is, because I want to make a show now, not just a DJ. It has to have a show. So I Googled it, I got one artist, she led me to a violin player. And I got a place back in Mahakali case. I used to call them jam sessions. They learned, and then we came up, we made these YouTube videos. We told our clients, we do this, we do that. I used to go meet my client. I can do this, I can do that. That's my crew. So people started loving it. And then things got viral that, you know, there's a DJ in India who's getting sax, violin, percussion, who's customizing your whole bloody wedding. And all I knew that when I did crack this wedding, there were 6-7 lovely DJs, I have respect for them always, who were doing the best. And I would say, why would somebody call me? I want to create that difference, that he's a showmaker, he's just not a DJ. So that's where I understood, okay, if I have my sax player, if I am a violin player, what are they going to wear? What I'm going to wear, what my percussion player, the sync, everything, the drop of the lights. So when I was a kid, you know, I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson. So till date I watch his shows, you know, because I get to learn something on the lighting. You know, the way he pops up, the way the smoke shots come up. I mean, what he did, I think nobody can do till now. That's what I feel, man. The whole vibe of MJ was next level. So I used to think, okay, even 1% if I can achieve it with that. So, you know, those pieces I've joined it and I made this show. And all these sax violin right now, they're doing so well. They're playing with all the DJs. I never had anyone. I wanted them to grow. That's the whole point. They did a little exclusivity for one and a half year, and then it's fine. Yeah? I mean, I knew this show will be exposed, and a lot of DJs will come up. They'll use, which is fine. But I'm happy that I was the first one to create this whole new section. But coming to the point is, then I changed. Now I get my sax player. I'm not going to do Bollywood music. I tell them I'm going to do different music. If you're open to it, because now I can command. Because I tell them, listen, I've done and dusted with that. You want something different. Like when we were there in Mussoorie, we started with some different music. We didn't go to Bollywood on the second day, what we were doing. So that's the plan, to be different, create different, and it has to look good. It should support. I don't want it to sound like what you've seen in that. You're seeing the same here. So sometimes the artist also, I read them, what is your music, what you love playing on. So if you love a jazz set, I'll get some jazz with vocal. Let's make the show more beautiful. It's not just about my music. Sometimes, it's the artist's music also. They love certain music. So I work on that, I get the music, I patch, I make my sets, and then I deliver. That's how the show looks different than the others.
These jam sessions that you mentioned, like where we used to get these artists and like get them in a room and perform. What exactly was that? Like, you used to arrange the whole setup by yourself, or like it was like a thing where all of you used to contribute together?
No, it was all me. So I had hired a small place in Andheri East only, and 2 speakers, 4 mics, and I used to have a regular CD player, a laptop, and connected to the aux, and that's it. I used to play, I used to listen to them, I used to tell them, play, I want to hear you, how would you play? So then initial stage I need to help them. Then I want to make them understand these are the notes, this is what I like. I don't want you to play non-stop like what you do with other people. I want you to play at the right point. That's important. I don't want a percussion player to go bang, 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 bang. A lot of I think a lot of DJs need to be educated that if you're using a percussion player, if you're using a sax or a violin player, use them at the right spot. Don't make it a khichdi, like just to show that you're having all the artists around. I did that for 2 months, but then I should tell my guy, like, record it. I want to hear it, how it's sounding. It was all crushing. I felt the show is looking good, but it's sounding stupid. So I used to tell them, guys, take your turns and play.
In sync.
Yeah, there has to be a sync. Like even my dhol guys, I tell them, guys, when they used to come and practice in my place, I should not give them Punjabi music. I should give them 50 cents. I have to give them Drake. I said, I want to hear, if you're good here, that you will do anyways, you're going to do it. With the international artists, I had to reverse it. I should give them a tough Bollywood track because I know international they will do better.
But this is such a nice thing to know, bro, because here you're really committed to the whole process of R&D. Because over here you're taking up that expense of that studio.
Yeah.
You're taking up the expense of getting them together and also jamming with them. And at the same time, there's an opportunity cost because you're not earning anything with this thing. It's just a hit or a miss. If it goes on for a month and you don't get anything out of it, then so be it. But at the same time, I feel this sort of approach is not followed by a lot of the DJs. I feel nowadays, because it's become a little too easy to become a DJ, you think a lot of DJs have just taken the whole process that you mentioned for granted and they're not doing enough R&D before going for a show?
I just mentioned it, you have everything available, but where and how to use it. For example, if somebody who wants to lose about 20 kgs, everyone knows now, you have all the knowledge, but are you waking up on time? Are you having your first protein meal? Are you having your mid meal, your snack, low on carbs, your workout, you're resting your body? So same, I think these principles are to be used when you're working, when you're making a show. Okay, hey, listen, you want a sax player? I've got it. You call, hey, book, and it's done. What is the special you can curate? How can you educate the artist? So I think even a DJ right now who's using whichever sax or violin or any percussion or make sure that you put that little extra effort and try to sound different than the other DJ. Maybe you make your own edits. So there has to be some USP, something where you're different. Your sax player is sounding perfect. Like, it has to be, because now people know it. People have seen these acts anywhere. So anything what they do, you need to do R&D on your music. You can't just call and say, okay, she's a seasoned player. She's an, okay, that's what the difference is not there, because I've done in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now everyone is doing it. So I've kind of chopped it off. I'm doing other things right now.
Do you think a lot of DJs like pre-record sets and just they have taken it for granted that I'm talking about the DJs who are like successful as well, not just the new upcoming DJs, because taking things for granted is something that can be a vicious cycle that you can get into, and that could lead to your downfall. You think because you're so committed to the whole process of R&D or even curating the show, you're the captain of the whole process, is one of the reasons that you have managed to sail through all these tough times and be still relevant?
So like I mentioned, sustaining is the key to any business. and you can sustain only when you are doing. It starts from your first R&D. So when you need to sustain for longer, you need to be perfect in every corner. So if you don't do your R&D properly and you're just going blindly, okay, I've seen him playing and he's going to be the best. Fair enough, you are there. But how would you step up? Maybe in that R&D process, you might find something different. Like, today's generation, you Shazam tracks. It's so easy. We never had that. So when you Shazam tracks, you get other 10 tracks also of your choices. So likewise, so when you do your R&D, you might find something else. And then you could start create yourself. So basically, a lot of, people message me on Instagram. Some of the families I know, hey, my son wants to be a DJ, but they don't want. Okay, because they are from big families. Something like DJing is like, nahi yaar, pata nahi kya kar raha hai.
Still a taboo?
Yeah, they say, can you guide him? Can you take him along with you, assist him? I said, I have no problem. He can come, hang out with me. I've got the best lifestyle. He can be a part of my crew. But very important is the reality is, you need to hear a lot of DJs, but the music choice is going to be yours. Because you cannot you can't play my set. Because I don't make any sets. I don't. I go because it's the experience which is speaking all the way, and I have the audience in front of me. I don't know where are they from, what corner of the world are they from. It's the experience which delivers. So I tell them, listen to everyone, but somewhere down the line, you have to have your own recipes.
Find your own style.
Yeah, find your own style. That is going to make you stand different than the others. Why he would have you? Because you've proven it at a point. So that's what the R&D, when I say, you need to do R&D on different genres. So there's so much of music right now. Check out the platform. There's just, when you say weddings, people at that time used to say wedding DJs. When I got back to the club business, I wanted to. Wedding DJs can't do clubs and bars and all that. They don't know wedding are more tougher. There are people, there's a range from the elders to the kids, the young gen who's been to Mykonos, who's been to Ibiza, who knows what Ushuaia is, who knows what is Tulum. So keeping that range in the head is not an easy task. It's more tougher. Club is 2 hours. Weddings, it goes to 4 hours, 3.5, 5. So there's a lot of music experience you need to have, and you need to do your R&D. Otherwise, you cannot. Otherwise, you'll be okay. There's a DJ. If he's not that good, try him out. He's good. So that's the whole thing. How would you come up? So in the lockdown also, what I noticed, a lot of new boys came in the scene, but out of them only 2-3 were good. I was just doing R&D because see, it's a business. I'm looking at every corner what's happening. So too many weddings after post-lockdown, shortage of good DJs. Yeah. All were blocked. So where do people get the DJs from? So there were new DJs, Insta Reels, this, that, blah, blah. Chalo isko book kar lo, ye kar lo. I think about 40-50 of them, they got that stage. They could have knocked it. But I'm telling you, about 5-6 only came up in that. Because they had knowledge about the music. They must have done some R&D on the music. They must have done some residency. They must have played for the right crowd. So I think it's just not that, okay, I've learned the music, I've made the sets, I've told someone to make a set for me. Music choices are yours, but still it has to be within.
I think you have to be open to a lot of feedback as well as a DJ, because like there's a lot of live feedback going on. You're seeing the crowd in front of you, and it's a very intangible thing, right? It's not something which the crowd might even say that, "Arey, mere ko ye gana acha nahi lag raha hai." You have to sense that, okay, these guys are not putting out that same energy in their dance at the moment. They're not really vibing to my music.
Correct.
And at that right moment, you have to like flip the switch and like change the vibe.
Yeah.
It's that 1 minute or like even seconds, like few seconds that you get. And that is where a good DJ's experience comes into play.
So it's, like I told you, it's within. You will connect. It's like an actor. Now there's so many actors. You would say, boss, he's an actor. So it's simple with the DJing. You would know, bro, he's somehow screwing up a party, man. What the hell is he doing? What mix is he playing? You can't play a bloody EDM bang bang in a Sangeet. You know where is what required. So like I told you, that only comes with an experience. It can't come overnight. Okay, I'm hot looking, I've got 6 packs, or I'm the hottest looking kid, and I've got the networking PR. All that is okay there. That's there.
That's an add-on.
But end of day is boss. That's the stage. That's the real crowd. Face them. Your 10 friends would be there for 10 times max. 11 times they're going to say, bye bro, I need to go home.
So the follow-up question I have on this is, you said your clients, children and all of them are trying to also get acquainted to you and learn the art from you, but they need their own skills.
Yeah.
Basic question, to become a DJ right now, how can they enroll themselves into that journey?
That's a good question. In fact, if we can address it, I want to address it nicely.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're driving a car, you get the learner's license. It's 3 months, they'll teach you first gear, clutch, brake, etc. everything. That you'll learn. Technicals you can learn in a school. Now you have that available. But the main key is the music, the art, the knowledge about 90s, the knowledge about hip hop. Firstly, what genre are you looking at? You're looking at mixed genre, or you're only techno DJs? Because right now, a lot of people like, okay, the cell phone is there, I've got Instagram, okay, this looks good, they are carried away, I want to become a DJ.
Techno is the new in thing right now.
Yeah. So you want to, what is your genre, you need to know. So for me, I'm a mixed genre guy. So, I can play anything and I can make anything. Now, if I meet the new kids, they're like, hey, I do techno. Okay, I know why they're doing techno, because right now it's heavily sold on Instagram. It's working. It's working in a lot of countries. I also love techno. Nothing against any music, like I told you. But they need to find what they like. They want to do this for what? They want to do this for their earnings or it's passion? There are two questions which I have. Your passion, keep following passion, but you need to study. You need to have a balance, because you have your family business around. If you're looking at as a career also, then boss, first choose what. You want to be a wedding DJ? Okay guys, you need to hear all the wedding DJs. Make sure you go attend weddings, no matter gate, crash it, go. And then create your own set. Either you copy, or then you will get to know the real, how deep you are in, like, are you connected to the audience or no? Because you would hear one DJ and two DJs, okay, 2 hours you'll do it. Same set you'll do in 10 weddings. What if you face a client, I played in weddings in LA, I've done in London, where they, like I was playing in San Francisco for a wedding. This guy clearly told me, I love Punjabi and I love hip hop and R&B. I don't know what a Balam Pichkari is also. That's what he told me straight. Because they don't know much of Bollywood. That's what they are. They know Drake, they know 50 Cents, they know Snoop Dogg, they know Tyga, or they know Diljit, they know Sidhu Moosewala. They know so you can't go there with a Bollywood set. What I'm doing, you already heard me. So you're going to get crushed. So this, depending on the range of clients. So if you're looking at growing in a techno, I would advise them, learn DJing, but get into production. You want to scale up faster, produce your own track. Let people know you for what you are. Maybe you produce 4 or 5 wrong tracks, but 5th, 6th you'll get to learn. You'll be having your own taste and you'll start doing R&D on the DJs. So you're on a different zone. If you're learning particular genre, and this is advice to those DJs that pick up your genre, work on it, try producing. DJing is something simple. You learn in bloody 3 months. Sets you might hear, okay, what next? Where will you go? You'll play in clubs, bars. You will call one festival guy, hey, I want to do opening for Marshmello, or I want to open for David Guetta. Okay, you're in the background, you're in the sketch. You want to be a hero, right? You want that rush. You want people to. So for that, you need to do something unique. So
you have to make your own identity.
Yeah. So for me, things happened also. I was a promoter, clubs, bars, came into wedding DJ. So now it's a whole process behind it. But to the generation now, they need to pick up what they are good at it. If they want wedding, then plan this. Okay, this is the advice. Listen to them.
So what's the most lucrative? If you want to advise someone that you want to make money and follow your passion, would it be nightclubs? Would it be wedding? Would it be events? There, there are DJs even in college festivals. So how do you get in?
So I don't know. I don't know how to answer this question. Money or business? So DJing is something, bro. I know so many people. They just love doing it. I know so many DJs. They would just, even if they're at a party or somewhere, the real DJs I know, they would say, "Yaar, I don't want money. Chhodna. मैं तो ऐसे ही बजाऊंगा." because it's love, bro. It's something, any artist, I feel, I feel any singer also who's listening to maybe a show, he would say, I want to do 2 songs there. So I don't know if they're looking at business. I prefer, I would say they need to have firstly, music knowledge is very important. Then the marketing team, if they have that kind of funding behind, like, if he's a rich kid, plan out. But at the same time, boss, have a knowledge about music.
Let's leave the rich kids apart. Like, let's think of a person, say, who's in college, 16, 17-year-old girl or boy, and they went to a club, they saw someone playing a set on YouTube or whatever, they want to become a DJ. First step, according to you, is identify what genre excites you.
Yes.
Then uske baad mein second step is identify what type of DJ you want to become. You want to become a club DJ or you want to become a wedding DJ.
Perfect.
उसके बाद में ठीक है वो R&D हो गया. I've identified what I want to do. Next step, should I enroll myself for a course and also at the same time look for experiences, or you think course doesn't matter that much? Like, I can just go and assist someone and be under someone's wing, network from there. What is more lucrative? And follow-up question after that, apart from just that skill set of DJing, learning how to mix songs and play songs at the right time, what other skills are required? Is networking an important part?
Yes, networking matters a lot. It's just not for DJing, it's any business nowadays. Networking is the key. It gets even easier. And what I know, I was into networking and PR, so that helped me also at a point. But I think the young kids who really want to get into this business, which is now honestly a big business, and of course passion also, it comes together. Right now, a lot of people who want to be a DJ, my advice, like I told them, music is important. You have to keep the things networking as the key pointers. The reason is, tomorrow, if any artist, like I told you, they would want to play in front of people. And why would a club allow you to, enter inside to his space to play? Okay, you have good music, he must have heard you, or he's not sure. So he will always ask you, what will you bring to my table? Okay, I've got many DJs coming down, I can hire many DJs. And, sometimes they need to get that little extra because they know that they have it in them, they can get it. So if they have networks in pulling the crowd, getting the right faces, maybe even 10, 15 known places, and you get them to their bars and clubs, so that can add on to the night. And then comes your skill. Okay, you have the crowd, the club owner or the bar owner has given you a chance to play. So now it's your skill which comes, which I always say that, boss, music knowledge is you. Now you got the spot. So these are the certain ways if they want to get into the club culture. And from there, it'll just build on. It's going to be more realistic. Being in somebody's wings is okay. You'll learn technicals and you'll learn the taste of that guy's genre. But it's important you hear everyone. You have internet, you have festivals happening, make your own sets, and just work out a way. Why would a club owner or a festival owner get you down? Like, they don't even know you. So nowadays, if you tell any DJ, okay, I get you on board, can you get me 100 people down? That'll be the first question. So you might say, okay, I'll try getting about 40, 50 friends. We'll party together, and you hear my music also. So I think that would be something like really catchy. Okay, he's getting a turnout, he's getting out a good crowd, he's seen himself, what kind of people he's hanging out with. So that can really help him or her to get into this profession easily.
It's like how businesses have conferences, and different business owners or like startups, they attend different conferences.
Yes.
I think DJs and upcoming DJs, it's very important for them to go to these different parties. Even if they are not playing at a party, they should just go and network probably with the event organizer or the bar manager or the manager of the property, so that at least that initial acquaintance ka relationship ho gaya settled. Then they can like tomorrow hit them up instead of just sending a cold message that, hey, I'm so and so, and that manager is like, I don't even know you. And
exactly. So it's very important also to be at the right time, right spot, and hammer at the right time. That matters a lot. But in this, my message, one important message to the young kids also, if they're getting into it, stay away from the wrong things, because nightlife is something, entertainment, health is important. You know, sometimes you may be going for your networking, to your after parties, you know. So don't don't engage yourself to the wrong community, you know. Just don't waste your time, because just think about what you came here for. Always keep that in mind, and that will, if it's not making sense, you need to just go back and find some another space. Don't be broken. Okay, I tried once, twice, because I think I have failed many times, you know. I have approached a lot of clubs, some of the best clubs. They said, no, bro, this is not your scene. This is not the wedding space. I said, okay, fair enough. I don't have to prove it. Time will speak. But you need to be stronger at that point. So networking is sometimes it leads to another spot also. So be sure where you are, what you are, where you want. Don't get into alcohol, because you know, if you're you came with a set of mind to be a DJ and networking. So these things, you know, they come along with this business. There's alcohol, late nights. You really need to plan your schedule. What are you here for? And if you don't, so we will never reach your goal. Either you will be spotted partying and doing networking only, or you making your way out. And everything takes time, you know. Even anything to grow, it takes years. It can't happen overnight. You will fail in 1 or 2 meetings, but I think there's a third, fourth waiting for you.
But this is a very important point you brought up, because health is such a critical element in your career, because you're having these back-to-back shows and back-to-back events. Just for a question, like how many events do you do, like in your season?
So the plan is, I used to do more than 200 in a year.
200 events in a year?
In a year, yeah. That includes my clubs, my weddings. But weddings are, private events are more. But last 2 years, post-lockdown, you know, I have decided I'm not going to, my target was 100 to close down I don't want to work more than 100 gigs.
Okay.
Because right now I'm getting into different things as well, production, etc. But plan is to but 150 weddings, 150 private events in a year, and lockdown, because I want the creativity not to die. You know, I want to be up for the next. What next?
Fair.
What is next? I don't want to stop, because there was this one question, you know, when I started DJing, my immediate friends or family members, they used to ask me, "Arey, kab tak karega ye DJing career?" You know, that was a typical sign language. Kitna saal karega? So I want to prove that till I can maintain my fitness, my presentation, and of course my knowledge of my work. I think nobody can take away, even if you are 70, or if you can maintain, you can play a 90-minute set. You have the skill, even you have a white beard, I think I'll manage to pull off that show, because they're calling me for my work. Like, you know, you get to learn this from some of the legends, like, you know, Amitabh Bachchan at like 78, he's moving, dancing, and I know somebody at 78 who's gone, who's given up. So, you know, these are those people, they teach you. There are many more such, you know. This is just what came to my mind. So I want to give my best, and I want to answer. But till date, I get questioned. They tell me, okay, you've done till now, what next? I tell them, what next? This is only next. I'm not stopping here. I want to take DJing more and more and more and more. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to make it shine every day, you know. It's like a shoe polish. I'm going to work on it.
And what does your schedule look like in like a hectic season? How do you manage to deliver top performances while also taking care of your health?
This is a good question. Why? Because now that I'm at that platform that, you know, people book me 6 months before or 5 months before for weddings, because they've seen me somewhere performing well, you know. They've got me on board for my delivery, for my vibe. And we really need to take this seriously. I've got everything, you know. For me, it's like I've got the best of alcohol. I want food, everything. But like I told you, everything comes with the responsibility. So I need to, if I'm doing a wedding, say on a Monday, on Tuesday I'm playing somewhere else, Wednesday. So I can't consume alcohol, or, you know, act as a cool kid, cool DJ. Like, I can do this, I can do that. and go hammered for the next, it's not going to work. You can't function. You know that for a fact. You're having alcohol with the friend, like on a Saturday, I tell you to work on a Sunday, you'll say, boss, keep it away, man. I can't do it. So I take that with the responsibility. I avoid consuming alcohol, and I keep my diet very limited. I'm Punjabi, so I've got a tendency of putting on. So I keep my meals very simple. I'll have a khichdi. I plan these things, but these are very important. You need to be lighter. You need to travel. You need to catch a flight. Sometimes the flight gets delayed. You're doing a bloody 4-5 hours set. People there having fun. They come up with my alcohol also. Sometimes they give it to me. I'm holding it, and then I'm just throwing up because I know I've got somebody down tomorrow waiting for my performance. I need to be sharp and focused.
Right.
That is why I'm trying to be consistent, And it's not that I don't consume alcohol. I do. That's pretty okay.
But you shouldn't.
But I know my limits. I know where I need to stop, because I know after 2 hours, 3 hours, I need a flight to catch a flight, and I have to be there for the brunch or the sundown. And then it's not just us playing. There's a sound check. There are bands before us. There's a lot of mess up. A lot of people don't know. They think that, okay, we've come down, we've flown down, we're in the room, we are there. It doesn't work like that. It is a proper 12 hours job.
Yeah.
It's like you're coming for your sound check at 6 p.m. and then your maybe show is at 12 p.m. But you have to be up. And I always have that anxiety before every show that, okay, I want to rock this. I hope I crush this one. I think that keeps me more lively on this. So health is important. Your diet planning, your alcohol consuming is very, very, very important.
So in your peak season time, how many flights do you take in a month?
So I really don't know the exact count, but I know I've been doing regularly more than 20 I've done a flight.
20 flights in a month?
Literally, there's a time like I'm doing a brunch in Ahmedabad, so a morning flight from here, and a night I'm doing in Delhi or some place for a Sangeet cocktail. So ये तो 2 flight दिन में हो गई. So like that I don't have a count, but for sure 20, 22, 23 flights is easily I've touched.
Peak season time.
Yeah, peak. I'm talking about, so wedding dates are limited. So it kicks off from November to Feb. So anywhere December, Jan, Feb, I'm sure 20 flights is, so if you just calculate 90 days, so easily 60 flights, not less than that.
Have you ever played at 2 weddings on the same day?
Yeah, so I did a Mehndi somewhere, and then I did a Sangeet somewhere in different city. But like I told you, I felt it like I'm getting saturated. That's why I've been now choosy. Okay, I would stick 1 show a day. Yeah, unless and until sometimes you have some close references and all, which I can't say no. I would then go for it.
Okay. And the taboo bit which you mentioned, where you are still getting asked those questions. You have been a DJ more or less throughout your life. So when you were getting married, because right now you're a wedding DJ, and first thing in the wedding, people ask like, okay, chalo ladka kya karta hai, ladki kya karti hai. Did you face this question when you were getting married to your wife, like ladka kya karta hai, DJ?
So the best part is my mom, dad never questioned me, which I was shocked. But rest everybody was questioning. And I was like, yaar, inko bahut parwa hai, or I was like, I said, no, I am happy with what I'm doing, and I was very happy with DJing. So before that, when I was doing bar managing, controlling, so in a way, when I see my DJing was coming forward again and again, so I stuck by it. I said, no boss, club manage ye ho gaya, abhi is pe full focus karte hain, and let's take this right up. How deep can I get into it? What kind of show I can make? So yeah, these questions used to really hit me hard. I used to feel at a point that I had that challenge when I was coming up, कि यार ये सही भी हो सकते हैं, but I had that thing, no yaar, I am right. I had that belief, no, I will do it. And today also they tell me like, okay, what next? What are you planning? I said, boss, what do you mean what I'm planning? I mean, why are you asking this question? It's DJing, and it'll be always DJing. And a lot of things what I do, I don't show up, but I am doing my job very well. I know I'm updated with the stuff, I know what's happening in around, and it's my dream to pull up till I'm alive. I want to DJ. That's in me. Like I'm a DJ.
But you've reached the top. Like you mentioned at the start of the episode, Ambani is Ranveer Singh. You know, you performing at high value, high budget events where the whole industry is celebrating because you're performing. So you've reached, you know, from the ground level to the top now, and you've seen how much more money you can make with this venture of yours and your passion of yours. So how have you started taking care of your finances? How have you started saving up, investing? Are you also doing other ventures to create the security for your family? Like you said, koi pooch raha hai, kya DJ kab tak? But now your boss, you've been there. Tell him, bro, I'm at the best party. You know what I'm getting paid. Like, what is your reaction?
When I started making money, you know, the first thing, you know, when I got married, I said I want to have a nice, cool car, man. So I think that time the Fortuner was newly in. It was cost about 25 lakh or something, and I still remember that day. I was hunting for one. So I said, le lunga, and then I used to go to Goa a lot, you know, at that period. Like Goa was the place I used to find peace, and creativity was too much. A friend of mine was a builder there also. I mean, he had told me way back, I'm making something, wanted to invest, blah, blah, blah. But my head was like, yaar, mujhe gaadi leni hai yaar. Pehle gaadi leni hai. Abhi, you know, I want that nice bloody car. I want to get out of the car, ye, wo, like a good XUV. So, one of the, I think, weekend, I don't know, I was going somewhere and I saw a Fortuner filled with mud, dirty, ye, wo. I said, dude, this looks crap to me, man. So I said, yaar, गाड़ी लूँ क्या पैसा इन्वेस्ट करूँ. It just changed my mind there. I had that thing in mind, you know, all these big DJs, they have their house in Miami, Ibiza and all. I said, यार ये गाड़ी वाड़ी तो यार एक टाइम पे पुरानी लगती है, 3 महीने बाद वो वैसी ही मुझे लगेगी. It just hit my mind, I don't know how. And I said, यार गोवा में घर लेते हैं यार. It's like I got an apartment of you know, a down payment, and I thought I worked out. And I just worked on it कि यार Goa is a place, hospitality, rental पे भी चला जाएगा. That guy made me understand this plan. I said, dude, this works for me, man. As a DJ, I have an apartment in Goa, and it's paying me also. Or when I want to holiday, I can go there. So I just pumped in there, and that's where that was my first investment, you know, I made. Then I understood the value of the rental income. Then I always had that thing running around, kuch nahi to kya, kuch to hai, aa raha hai. So I think then I started investing in Goa at a point, you know. There I have few things around there which happened, and I think that rental thing is really good for if a DJ wants to retire at any point, you know, that you have some kind of rental going on, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever apartments or villas you have. So planning is very important, because you don't know. I'm the sole bread owner. I don't know. Sometime I might crash also. I mean, it doesn't work. Sometimes my health is not good, but there's some backup. I think if you're making money at that point, don't waste it, you know, because like I told you, this entertainment field can, like, okay, you can take a flight and go to Ibiza, have the best of the life. So I never did that, because back of the mind, I knew where I came from, and I knew that I want to build something. I want to have my own house, my own properties. I want to invest, and then maybe those questions were in my mind. अब क्या? अरे कुछ नहीं है तो मेरे है ना properties, मुझे rent दे रही है. So I have made that. I want to work bloody like maintaining my whatever little properties I have. I'm happy with that, man. So that is my job.
Money decisions really paid off, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, it really paid off well, and then from one I multiplied to 2, 3 more, and it really worked. And recently I've opened up a gym also in Andheri East. It's a 7,000 square feet gym, and I always was passionate about fitness. I wanted to do something. So my partner has 2 gyms already, and the third one we did together, and that has also been this is the third year just started. It's doing pretty well. Down the line, I think every DJ should smartly plan their investments, because
saving
because in lockdown, if you see, we were the last ones. I think the hospitality business, everyone knows how we were hit badly. So even if the restaurant opened, the DJs were the last.
Parties were not allowed.
Parties were not allowed only. So taking there, so it was very tough for 8-9 months sitting at home and doing nothing and just waiting when things will open, when it comes to normalize, then they will get their rents out, then the DJs and all is a secondary. So there I understood, okay, I've invested something smart, which is paying me off at a point.
For a rainy day.
So I think it's for any DJ who's doing well, I think he needs to plan his smart investment. It really helps him in the long run.
Were a lot of payments stopped during COVID? Like when you had the lockdown, suppose like you played a gig in Feb 2020 and you still haven't received your payment. Like, did that situation happen?
So normally my contract whenever we do, it's 50% on the booking and 50% 2 days before. We don't leave the city only. So we are taken care before. But here I would put it one thing. Normally we are booked for, we get advances for the weddings and people had no idea are the weddings going to happen or not. So within I think 6 months, the advances what I had, we had, within 3 months I think we paid everyone back. Like, and couple of them, they said, we trust you. We know that whenever we do, we're going to do it with you. So they didn't even ask in that. I think with me, it's more the clients directly. So I have got that relation with them. And, you know, I think I don't want to act as an artist. You know, when I do my events, I want them to be very comfortable. They know who they're dealing with. And that, when I just returned their money, you know, that really gave a good name in the market.
100%.
I gave it everyone back. Whether it was 50,000 or whether it was 5 lakh, it was all returned. Within 3 months, I told them, you'll have your money back. And that really helped me. And I made even better relations with my clientele.
You spoke about contracts. Now, for that new upcoming DJ who doesn't know anything about contracts, what would be your advice to him or her? Like, how does he approach this whole world of dealing with a club or dealing with a manager?
Having contracts is very important. It's very clear, you know, within the client and the artist. It's very fair, you know, because they've agreed on it. But at times, you know, with me, it's a lot of friends are there, references are there. So they have that faith. Sometimes if I tell them, let's do a contract, it might just hit their ego. Bro. So, you know, I don't know how to put that. So, if there are some event companies, I tell them, you know, if they want to make a contract because they know what they are getting. Then, but post COVID, you know, for a year again, because they don't know COVID might hit again. So for safety, we did that because I want them to be sure about it. You know, if it doesn't work, there's a plan B to it, or plan, whatever, we create something for them. But yes, having a right management and contract, you should do it. I mean, with your friends also do a business. So I think I'm more easy. So I've not done much in that. So I might be wrong, but I think I would advise do a contract. There's one message to the DJs who are getting into weddings or who don't know sometimes to plan the fee structure, when to take, how to take, why. It's very important. Is sometimes your heart is clean. You're okay, chal theek hai, you know, I'm going to get the money. It's going to work. It's a friend. It's a reference. Sometimes it's not a friend. It's a reference. So I think back in the days, I think when I was doing one event and these things had come, that licenses in a 5-star, you know, they need to pay a certain license fee. Otherwise, they don't allow your DJ to start in a 5-star, at least in Bombay, what I know. And of course, in different cities also, you know, sometimes the cops come and they burst the party. The permissions are not allowed. Certain hotels have 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So here I am giving you my 100%. I've cancelled something for you and I've come here and I'm here to give my 100%. Something unfortunate, if it's an accident, if it's some death in the family, or there's some cops come and burst the party, or somebody is not taking the license, you should not be responsible. So have your transactions quite clear. You've given your 100%. So make sure you leave the city, you leave with 100% what you have in your hand, because you've given your best. But at that point, I remember happened to me, the cops had come and crushed the party because he didn't have the license. And next day I told him, I said, hey bro, what about my balance, you know. These are time when I was, you know, just struggling in that wedding circuit. And then I had lost the money. He said, hey, my party got cancelled. You know, it didn't work only. I said, it's not my issue. You didn't get the license, but I came with my music, with my assistant, everything. So I understood that, listen, this needs to be corrected.
And these are very real situations that might happen with that upcoming DJ. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the event planner might just say like, boss, like, you know, what can I
Yeah,
do? I didn't get the money, so I'm not
Yes.
giving you the money.
So that's where, you know, I would say a contract is good to do it, because you can put that point in the contract no matter what, you know, it needs to be cleared. Because you have, for us, it's not that one date you only call, because if you see the wedding calendar is what, 50 to 70 weddings in a year, those are the dates, you know. And if out of that 70, if for example I pick up a date of 1st December, I'm getting calls. I say, no, I'm booked. I'm doing Harsh's wedding. I'm booked, you know. So, and suddenly his party gets canned for no reason. And I have given him 7 calls. He doesn't know that. So, I think if it's in a contract, then it's much, much better. It's much more advisable, because then it looks, you know, you're calling your reference and telling them, hey, you know, I need my fee. It's going to kind of look dirty then at a point, you know. And you would say, can you just not settle this? But if you have a contract, you're bang on point, nothing is going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Then it's up to you. You want to give him a discount, or you want to give him a next date. That's
That
that's
can be
between them.
settled.
But I think the message to the DJs is, yes, work on it, because I've been through this, and I've heard a lot of other DJs have also been through this. One of the experiences I remember, when I was doing clubs also, I was playing in one of the city. I'm not going to again take the name of the club. They had done a private party. They had called me, and my 50% was stuck there. They said, we'll give you, and then again it was 6-7 months. The same guys had called me for the club. I said, okay, let me pick this up now. They had promoted, etc., etc. I was in my hotel room, and they had paid me 50% for the club event, and they called me, hey bro, your set is within 1 hour, be ready. I said, yeah, my 50%, please send it. So my 50% somewhere close to the balance of the earlier balance. So they gave me that, and I told them, hey bro, thank you, I've got my wedding car balance, 50% of the club. He's saying, bro, how can this was never discussed. I said, I'm discussing it now with you, that give me, otherwise I'm not going to come down. And he gave it, he had to give. And I had to play smart. If they were smart, then I need to act smart. But these are the problems which I faced, you know, so I don't want the kids to face this. So maybe they are more professional, they do a contract, they send an email, attachments, done, seal, here we go.
Aman, how big is the DJ community?
So it's getting huge now, to
Do
be
you have
very
a form
honest.
of
Yes.
Some committee or some groups?
So there is no community. It's DJs are there. I don't get to meet a lot of DJs because on weekends we are busy, and I think I've got a family. I'm spending more time with my family than partying, because a life is a party. Yeah. So for me, party is very different to be in a quiet corner, go to Goa on the beach. That's my scene. But yes, recently if you see, the hospitality business in India is on fire. Yeah. And every place they need to generate some kind of revenue which actually comes from the bar sale. And when you connect a bar sale, it can't just be food, you need to have music. So the music is where, if the hospitality is growing, the DJs are evolving. There is more and more requirements coming up every corner. If you talk about the 2-tier cities, you see the culture is growing like crazy. Like, you know, I remember a place like Indore opened up one club. Now they have bloody 30-40 clubs and restaurants everywhere. Nagpur, which had nothing, is now doing techno scene. So it's Instagram, it's social media, giving so much knowledge, and I'm happy that everybody is getting job. There are a lot of DJs. That's how it's huge.
Is there anything new that you have come up with recently?
There is this a friend of mine who owns a beautiful restaurant in Goa, and he's again a visionizer, and I have a vision too. And we, like I told you, I did 13-14 sax, violin, percussion. Yeah, I'm done with all that. So now it is an immersive show which I'm planning with. So We've got these world-class top about 20-25 artists. They are the best in acrobats, circ acts, gymnastics. We got a show director, she can create a show for you. Like how I said I create a wedding show for you. So if you're having a dinner, if you tell me, okay, Aman, this is my party, what can we do? I said, I'll plan the whole entertainment for you. So I'm not talking here as an event company. Yeah. It's an immersive show, I'll put it for you. Like when you're having dinner, or when your first guest walks in, when you're socializing, you have something to look up to it. Forget the DJ, not the DJ. Here these artists have been trained. Every show is going to look different. We are choreographing the show. Recently, we did one of the biggest show in one of the best properties in India, Bastion at the top. Everyone knows about this. And it was an immersive show. It went really well. We got all those artists down, and they loved our work. So it's a show. It's basically when you enter any place or enter any party or enter any bar, it's just not music or alcohol. It's a show. But again, it's not just like a belly dance or something. It is an immersive show, which I'm sure it's happening in Dubai, it's happening in London, in Mamma Mia and all that. So we are talking about that level. We are not compromising on any kind of fact. So if you come on 3rd April on a Wednesday, you see a show, the next following Wednesday, our director would be putting up a different show altogether.
And along with this, you're also getting into sound production. So how different is that switch? Like getting from playing other people's music to now producing your own tracks. What's that like?
Yeah, so of course, I've been years, I've been listening to music. So I was thinking, initially that I want to make music to get popular, like, okay, if I'm charging X amount, or if I produce something, I'm going to get good amount of likes, views, and that was running in my mind, as a business model for me. And I tried one or two, but I understood that I'm doing here for business. So it was not sounding good to me. That was not the music which I listened to it. So I had made those tracks, I've scrapped them, I've not used them, I've deleted all them. Then I actually thought what I like, my genre is house, tech house, funk, a bit of techno. I'm a mixed genre guy. I might come up with a pop track also, you never know. So whichever tracks, whichever grooves I love, I'm making them. And I've got into production. I've got my first track in Feb only out. So this honestly I'm making for the music, for the grooves, what I like, and I don't really care what people talk about it. They like it, they don't, it's them. It's I like it, I'm making it. So 10 years or 15 years down when I want to hear, these are my grooves. I've produced it. So this is something which I always wanted to do, but I had no time for it. I had my own responsibilities of buying my house, my kids, their education. Right now things are looking smoother there. So I want to do the things what I like, the way I want it. I want to work hard. I don't want to stop. But yes, now I want to do it things what I like. Like I like this groove. I want to work on it. I like this alap, I want to work. I want to recreate something. So I'm following my the left out passion. Now in these years you will hear all that coming out.
And if you have to like completely simplify it, like what's the process of sound production, like from scratch?
So there's a lot to it. First you need to actually listen to your heart, what you love, and then there are a lot of softwares. So I've got my guys also on board because I don't have too much of time also. So a lot of people must be thinking, okay यार ये इतना time play करता है उसके बाद कहाँ production करेगा, ये gym भी देखेगा अपना, ये भी देखेगा. You need time for this. So I have professionals. I've hired professionals. So I tell them, okay, this is what I like. This is my style of music. Let's create something around. I sit with them. I plan, and we come up to a point, okay, this is the track. So there is Ableton, there are many softwares, which can be used, and then we work on it. We get a vocalist, and if I like some alap, I'll re-sing and I'll get it done. So that's something which I try to do in my off season. So I'm just making it what I like, and I'm really not looking out for any kind of success from here. You never know. One track might hit. You never know. One track, some international DJ plays. Okay, I get popular, then that business formula will also fall in place. But this time, I'm making this music what I like. Simple.
Now you've cracked the whole wedding DJ industry and like you're one of the biggest names. But that first break, like when you got that chance to entertain the entertainers and you're seeing, I don't know which wedding was the first one, but वहाँ पे you saw a lot of famous people around you on a national level. Were you like nervous? Like how are you going to perform and stuff?
I told you I did IFI awards for 4 years, and before that, I don't know if you know, I did Preeti Zinta's wedding. So, but there's one specific wedding which I'll speak about. It was crazy, no doubt about it. It was Sonam Kapoor's wedding. I was super lucky, blessed, no matter what. That helped me a lot in my career also, because that got viral. Being very honest, but when I reached, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing Sonam Kapoor's wedding. There's going to be Salman, there's going to be Shah Rukh. All these guys are going to be there. It's going to be a mad scene. But when I reached there, and then before me there was Mika for half an hour, and then I came up. I was super nervous because all these guys were in crazy mood to party, because I saw what Mika did for half an hour, and Sonam was very particular that she's going to have half an hour, 45 minutes Mika, and they wanted a DJ because the groom side they like more of R&B, hip hop, and then the bride side it was the whole Bollywood brigade there. So I was like, hey, what's going to happen now? I mean, when you're there, it's like an India-Pakistan match. You're there, and there are people going nuts, crazy. You have the entertainers of India, and this one side me, I'm going to make everyone dance. So I was super nervous. I'll be very honest. First half an hour I was but I just kept it cool at a point that okay, I want to do what I actually do for the weddings. Let's keep it very simple. Whatever info I had, on the Bollywood music, on that, I said, let's go. I don't want to do anything out of the box to come up something special, something. So I think it went, first half an hour, I was doing well. The moment I saw Kareena Kapoor coming up on the stage, Karishma coming up on the stage, all these, the Khan. So I said, I think मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, because जब मैं private parties करता हूँ तो bride groom के दोस्त भी stage पे आ जाते हैं. That means I'm on the right track. But especially when I had Mr. Shah Rukh Khan and Mr. Salman Khan, at that point I was very nervous. I don't know whether have they come to ask me something or request some song, but they were all having such a good time. I was nervous at the point, looking back and forth. Okay, I could see only celebrities around me, and all the big ones, the A-listers, they were there. And that first half an hour, 1 hour drive was one of those moments are very nervous for me. But at the same point, I was keeping it cool, and I was doing my actual job, what I do, like keeping simple OG music, and of course whatever information I had with Sonam's husband, like he likes more of international music. So we're going with a great blend, and actually I'm a mixed genre guy. It really worked for me well, and I think that is why they had called me for the thing. But that night was very special to me, because I still have those videos at my free time. I'm sitting with my kids and showing them the videos. You see your dad is there playing with Shah Rukh, Salman, name the actors, they were there. So it was one hell of an experience.
One of the highlights of your career.
Yeah, top.
So you're showing your kid all these videos, and your kid must be feeling so proud, and at the same time he must be thinking about you, oh, my dad is such a cool guy, because he's a DJ and he's playing at all these celebrity weddings and stuff and all. You must be feeling so proud, right? That must be such a nice experience.
Yeah, when I spend time with them, we do that. We do show. I do show them those videos, and sometimes they show it to me. Hey, Daddy, that's so cool. You're with this actor. We have a good time, but down the line, I always tell them that this thing has not come easily. There are a lot of struggles. Like my eldest son wants to be a singer. He wants to get into music. So I keep telling him, because the new gen right now is, okay, it's too electronic friendly, internet friendly, but when you really jump into it, it's a different story altogether, and at times there were times, I broke down, like, okay, things are not working, things are not happening. But I had that thing that, that willpower, that I will not give up. I'll always go, okay, I'm having a failure once, twice, thrice. I will keep going. That's how you learn, you learn from your mistakes. And until you don't learn then you will not able to be at where you are at your best. So the DJs also are doing it. They must be facing this difficulty. They are at a club, at clubs they say, okay, we want to be at that wedding, that stage, that thing. So wait for a while, work on it. You will use your networks. Don't give up. It'll happen gradually. You water a plant. It takes time. It can't come overnight. Yeah. What you're seeing is everyone is in the morning. They're posting their stuff. I think that gives you a high and a low. So just stay away from that. See really where you are, what your skills are. Start working towards there. Not just be glued to Instagram or social media and waste your time there. Just seeing on others what they are doing. Get real. Work on yourself. Work on your music. Try to prove. You don't know. I mean, it's with me. I have experienced. I have loved my work, and I felt the energy that the work has started loving me. So I think if with any profession, I think that works, and I give these lessons to my children also. I hope they follow.
So for a new upcoming DJ, he obviously doesn't have the fanciest equipments to play his music on. How can he make up for that gap when you have the best equipments, the best artists around you as percussionist or the saxophonist or whoever, and that DJ has nothing? That DJ just has his basic second-hand, third-hand equipment, and that's all he has.
So I'm a very old school guy. I've learnt from those CDs and all. So I had that attitude of ready for anything and everything. If you have it in you, give it. You have to do it. So doesn't matter. If you have given that stage, you need to make use of that. And because I remember there was post-lockdown, when things were just opening up, and I was looking out for some opportunity. I wanted to play music. So I'm playing on those fancy players and all that, and I had no idea how to work on the controller because I've got 4 CD players, monitors, bass, my whole gadgets around. So all I knew that I wanted to play for people, and leave that people have come to hear my music, and I have to prove it again. So I did a bit of R&D. I went to the club in the morning. I wanted to get friendly with it. So I think you need to just go and do it. If the club or the bar is not supporting you with that, if you're at a level where you can demand, go for it. You should demand. You should create because a lot of DJs recently I've seen they want those SFX, they want those CO2 jets just for the reels and all that. But down the line, it is the music which will speak, not the SFX for the long run. But when it comes to technical riders, when you're at that stage, you can command for it. Because I know initial stages when I want, they said, okay, yehi hamare paas, this is a CDJ 1000, you want to play. I had no choice, I had to play. Because boss, I've got things running on my head. I can't be too demanding unless and until, you're a star DJ and then you say, boss, you need this, you need that. So you need to be up for the worst. It happens. There are times, when I was playing, normally my tech rider says a backup player also. So the event company didn't carry the backup player. So I was managing on one CD player and my laptop. That was one of the toughest nights. So then there I understood that we will visually see that we have 4 players or no. So you have to be, you can't just say that, either I just say bye-bye, I'm going to walk out. So the message to everyone would be, okay, this DJ is arrogant, he's just left it. If there was a way, and I felt that this is a celebration time, their friends, they don't know what went wrong. But I didn't give up. I said, chalo, let's manage it. My assistant was good enough. We managed the show. He was playing through the laptop. I was playing from the CD player. So these challenges they can also face. They might enter in the wedding industry. They're supported with one pair. They don't want to because it adds a cost to it. So got to be ready, boss.
And equipments can malfunction at any moment, right? Like last minute something can malfunction, and you just have to make sure that your clients are getting the best experience in whichever way possible.
Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier also, it's a if you have it, there's certain way. If you can just simply say, boss, I don't have a player, I can't. But I am thinking emotionally at that point, there is no backup. There are people there, they want to have fun. Either like I do a good deed or I show my tantrums. There are two ways to it. So right now, if I want, I can do that. If my assistant is good at, he'll do it. But I think for the young artist, it will be very difficult. He needs to justify that there is a way. If there is a way out, I think that's better. So technical support is, if I come to technicals, yeah, right now I need everything. I will not function. I check basically when we go for the sound checks. What are sound checks for? Okay, I've got my gears properly, my channels are working, my amplifiers are working, my lighting is working. Okay, there's a backup player there. So my console is quite tight enough. There are 2 speakers which I know they are definitely working. So anything stops, I can manage the show with my monitors also. So that's it.
And the most basic equipment, now that you can demand things, leaving all the glam and the jazz aside, just the basic equipments that are your staples, what would those be?
Yeah, basic console requirements from me currently is the right CD players. That is a 3000, which is the in thing. There's a A9 mixer. There are other mixers also, but I think I upgrade myself. You have to upgrade yourself, whether it's music, whether it's technicals, because there was this show I did in Budapest. That time the new Pioneer mixer had come, which was not supporting my laptop. So I went for the sound check. I said, bloody, this is not supporting. So you need to, I just upgraded there and then. So I keep a track again on what are the new equipments which are coming in. Okay, the old one, is it compatible or no? And again, the backups are very important. So if I'm playing through a Serato, through a laptop, sometimes the laptop might crash. I will get another laptop. I always have 2 laptops, 3 laptops in fact. Then I have my hard disk. I carry my backups. This one thing I need to address to the DJs, that always have a backup plan, because technically anything can happen. Laptops are very easy to get crashed. Things won't work. Sometimes one CD player is working and other does not work. So create your non-stop sets. At least when you're correcting things, your non-stop music is on. You can tell them, guys, I'm getting back. It is some technical error. At least the party is on. So these things, I've learned them with the failures which I had, and I've corrected them, and I keep my backups in place. And when you go for your checks, make sure what is on your tech rider, you have it. If you don't have it, make sure you get it, because you don't know at any point anything can crash.
Any particular type of speaker that you like to play on?
So there are many right now. I think there is EV, there is Function One, there is L Acoustics. L Acoustics are my favorite by far. I like them, and the new series of Function One are really amazing.
Okay. Is that very popularly used?
Yeah, some of the biggest festivals. So a live band, normally they always use L Acoustics. So I think they stand in the first 4 in the world, I think, or first 3, what I know. Yeah.
Okay. How much does it cost?
I have no idea about that. That I just put in my tech rider. I know they're expensive.
Thanks, Aman, for sharing your whole career with us. Some really good insights for upcoming DJs and how the music industry is evolving, especially the wedding and the nightlife and the DJ industry in India. Really appreciate your time, and any closing notes?
Firstly, thank you again for having me. Closing notes is, I think what I've learned from my journey, at least, I've kept it very simple, kept it very real, and don't give up. That is the thing. Because DJing industry, sometimes we discussed it that some people are not happy with it immediate, but then don't give up, do your things, prove it, no matter in whatever field you are in. But yes, DJing is something, a big industry. It is growing in a faster pace than anything else, I feel, and there's a lot of scope. I really want our Indian DJs to play on those international platforms. This is what I'm looking at.
No, I wish that happens, because so many of these artists that we look up to are international, but definitely there should come a time in the near future where a lot of Indian DJs are sought out and looked up to in the Western world. So hopefully that time comes soon. And Aman, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, bro.
Pleasure having you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching.